The latest on the US election now. Mark Watson joins me. He's the National Security Partner at Bondi Partners with Joe Hockey. And Mark, great to see you. We're starting to see some trends in terms of early voting. What's your analysis on that?
Yeah, this is yet another of the extraordinary developments in this election. Massive numbers of Americans turning out ahead of the actual election day. Around 30 million have already cast their vote. That's going to represent, at this stage, around 1/5 of the total number of votes cast, and there's still 2 weeks to go until November the 3rd. At the moment, those votes that are being cast early are favouring the Democrats roughly 2-1 over the Republicans, but that is not necessarily a great predictor for the final result. People expect, I think both sides would expect, that Republicans will turn out in great numbers on polling day. But it does point to a change in the demographic. Younger voters tend to use this kind of electoral process rather than turning up on the day to vote. We'll have to wait and see exactly what it means on polling day.
And the final stretch of campaigning now, Donald Trump every day out with those rallies and trying to ignite momentum for his campaign.
Yeah, there's two very different strategies now for this final sprint to the post. On the Trump side of the house, he's trying to stick with this strategy that served him so well in 2016. He's trying to generate momentum. In fact, I think he has to try and shift momentum back towards his campaign. Lots of personal appearances, lots of big rallies. Joe Biden, on the other hand, is very rarely seen in public live these days. It's very much a small target strategy. It's very much a case of let's minimise the opportunity for him to make a gaffe that could derail the campaign. But one of the reasons he can do that is because in the last 2 months, a very significant change in funding flowing into the Democrats. Money is really rushing through the gates into the Biden campaign, again, at a rate of maybe 2-1 over Donald Trump's own campaign coffers. That means he can spend an awful lot of money. That is, Joe Biden can spend an awful lot of money on advertising. So Americans are seeing a lot of Joe Biden. They're just not seeing him live.
Yeah, a lot of TV ads, as you say, with support from Bloomberg and others as well. When you look at the foreign policy, the big one, of course, is relations with China, how that unfolds. We're seeing additional threats to exports, Australian exports, and Australian naval vessels now in military exercises with allies in the region. What's the significance of that?
Yeah, this is a really important development that may have been lost a little bit in some of the white noise with everything else that's going on at the moment. But this is an extension of what is a quadrilateral security dialogue between Australia, the US, Japan and India. And now Australia is joining in a 4-way military exercise. This won't be lost on China, and indeed China's already made some public statements. But for Australia and the US, it's a very significant development.
Ở mà tiền nước tháng rồi chưa đóng phải không?
Dạ.
Nhiều hả?
Mập có thu rồi ông ơi, cho thu bển nữa.
Người khác thu hả?
Dạ.
Ai thu vậy ai thu?
Hàng lính mới tiễn vô, có cháu của bác Nam Châu đó.
À, cháu Nam Châu hả?
Dạ. Mới thôi cho mày về ấp nhà mày cho mày quen. Đi luôn mày.
Ừ.